Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this series, we will learn how to play tabla. Tabla is an essential component in music without which every music is incomplete. It gives the most important product required in music, which is the beat or tal or tala. Today in this video, we will tell you what is tabla and its history and its structure and components and syllables. But before we get started, if you are new to this channel, then go hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon so that you can get the updates when we upload a new video. Let's get started. The tabla is a membranophone percussion instrument originating from the Indian subcontinent, consisting of a pair of drums used in traditional, classical, popular and folk music. It has been a particularly important instrument in the Hindustani classical music since the 18th century and remains in use in many countries. The name tabla likely comes from tabl, the Persian and Arabic word for drum. However, the ultimate origin of the musical instrument is contested by scholars, some tracing it to the West Asia, others tracing the evolution of indigenous musical instruments of the Indian subcontinent. The tabla consists of two single-headed, barrel-shaped small drums of slightly different sizes and shapes. Daya, also called dahina, meaning right, also called tabla, and baya, also called bahina, meaning left, also called dagga. The daya tabla is played by the musician's right hand or the dominant hand and is about 15 centimeters or 6 inches in diameter and 25 centimeters or 10 inches in height. The baya tabla is a bit bigger and deep kettle drum shaped and about 20 centimeters or 8 inches in diameter and 25 centimeters or 10 inches in height. Each made of hollowed out wood or clay or brass. The daya drum laced with hoops, thongs and wooden dowels on its sides. The dowels and hoops are used to tighten the tension of the membrane. The daya is tuned to the ground note of the raga called sa. The baya construction and tuning is about a fifth to an octave below that of the daya drum. The musician uses his hand's heel pressure to change the pitch and tone color of each drum during a performance. The playing technique is complex and involves extensive use of the fingers and palms in various configurations to create a wide variety of different sounds and rhythms reflected in a mnemonic syllables or both. In the Hindustani style, tabla is played in two ways, band bol or khula bol. In the sense of classical music, it is termed tali or khali. It is one of the main Qawwali instrument used by Sufi musicians of Bangladesh and India. The tabla is also an important instrument in the bhakti devotional traditions of Hinduism and Sikhism, such as during bhajans and kirtan singing. Now let's talk about the history. There are two groups of theories, one that traces its origin to the indigenous origins and the other to the Muslim and Mughal invaders of Indian subcontinent. One example of the latter theory is carvings in Bhaja cave. However, clear pictorial evidence of the drum emerges only from about 1745 and the drum continued to develop in shape until the early 1800s. In this picture, you will find the 5 Gandharvas or celestial musicians from the 4th and 5th century CE, among which 2 of them are playing drums. The Indian theory traces the origin of tabla to indigenous ancient civilization. The stone sculpture carvings in Bhaja cave depict a woman playing a pair of drums, which some have claimed as evidence for the ancient origin of the tabla in India. These arts show drummers who are sitting with 2 or 3 separate small drums with their palm and fingers in a position as if they are playing those drums. However, it is not apparent in any of these ancient carvings that those drums were made of the same material and skin or played the same music as the modern tabla. Well, that much for the history. Let's talk about its structure and its components. The smaller drum, played with the dominant hand, is sometimes called as daya or dahina, but correctly called the tabla. It is made from a conical piece of mostly teak and rosewood, hollowed out to approximately half of its total depth. The drum is tuned to a specific note, usually either the tonic, dominant or subdominant of the soloist key, and thus complements the melody. The tuning range is limited, although different dayas are produced in different sizes, each with a different range. Cylindrical wood blocks known as gatta are inserted between the strap and the shell, allowing tension to be adjusted by the vertical positioning. Fine tuning is achieved while striking vertically on the braided portion of the head using a small heavy hammer. The larger drum played with the other hand is called baya or daga, has a much deeper bass tone, much like its distant cousin the kettle drum. The baya may be made of any of a number of materials. Brass is the most common. Copper is more expensive but generally held to be the best, while aluminum and steel are often found in inexpensive models. Sometimes wood is used, especially in old bayas from the Punjab. Clay is also used, although not favored for durability, and these are generally found in the northeast region of Bengal. In this picture, you will find the names of the parts of the tabla and the baya. The head of each drum has a central area of tuning paste called the syahi. This is constructed using multiple layers of a paste made from starch mixed with a black powder of various origins. The precise construction and shaping of this area is responsible for modification of the drum's natural overtones, resulting in a clarity of pitch and variety of tonal possibilities unique to this instrument, which has a bell-like sound. The skill required for this proper construction of this area is highly refined and is the main differentiating factor in the quality of a particular instrument. For stability while playing, each drum is positioned on a toroidal bundle called guddi, consisting of plant fiber or another malleable material wrapped in cloth. Now we are going to learn the syllables required to play tabla. At first, we will give you the syllables of the right hand. In number 1, ta. Striking sharply with the index finger against the rim while simultaneously applying gentle pressure to the edge of the syahi with the ring finger to suppress the fundamental vibration mode. Number 2, tin. Placing the last two fingers of the right hand lightly against the syahi and striking on the border between the syahi and the maidan. Number 3, na. Striking the edge of the syahi with the last two fingers of the right hand. Te. Striking the center of the syahi with the middle finger. Number 5, tu or tun. Striking the center of the syahi with the index finger to excite the fundamental vibration mode. Number 6, dhere dhere. Striking of syahi with palm. That's it for the right. Now let's talk about the left. Number 1, ghe or ga. Holding wrist down and arching the fingers over the syahi, the middle and ring fingers then strike the maidan. Number 2, gha. Striking the index finger. Number 3, ka or kat. Striking with the flat palm and fingers. Now, there are syllables which are a combination of both right and left, and they are number 1, dha, combination of na and ga. Dhin, combination of tin and ga. Well, that much for today. We hope that you liked the video, and don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your family and friends. Tune in with us in the next video with the detailed explanation of the syllables. To be notified when we upload the next video, go hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon. You can follow us over Facebook and Instagram also for more updates. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.